Hey everybody, it's Francis, and I want to welcome you to the new What a Hell of a Way to Dad podcast. All of the same content that you've been enjoying, but Nate and I have not been in the military for multiple years at this point, and we've decided that what we really want to talk about is parenting. So you're going to still get a lot of the same great content. Patreon is still going to have all of our bonus episodes, all of the old bonus episodes, 8 years of bonus content is still there. $5 a month gets you access to all of that, and you will continue to get 3 episodes a month going beyond that. We've got our ongoing Deadliest Warrior series that we're running. We have a MASHcast that I do with Carrie. We have a lot of really great stuff over there, so if you like what you're hearing here and you want to hear a little bit more, patreon.com/hellofawaytodie is where to find all of that. You can also check out our store, whatahellofawaytodad.com. It has all the things from our old store, but also it's got a few new sections. It's got an apparel section, it's got the podcast attic, and it has art and handmade stuff. So give it a look. whatahellofawaytodad.com. Find yourself something new. Thank you for listening and enjoy the show. Gentlemen, somebody tried to kill Trump again.
Well, sort of.
Right. So
did he? I mean, was it an assassination attempt, or was it more of like an assassination technical foul?
You know, I'm just saying that, my man was out here. He was just going camping, and and I think camping, Teddy Roosevelt, created the national park so we could all go camping. My man just decided to go camping on a golf course.
Yeah, he was just a member of the Bull Moose Party.
This guy is pulling off a Democratic Socialists of America favorite thing here of destroying golf courses all across the world so that we
don't
can grow
make the
food on
DSA
them.
sound cool to me.
Yeah, so Ryan Ralph decided to camp in some bushes.
Also fake ass fucking cartoon name. Like Ryan Ralph is a lesser known Hanna-Barbera character.
Right, he's the guy who delivers the mail in Richard Scarry books or something.
No, I mean going back to
be fair, he also looks like that.
Unified theory here. I mean, he was going camping. He was afraid someone was going to steal his picnic basket. And so he brought an SKS with him.
Trump is smarter than the average bear.
I mean, frankly,
this guy is so weird. This guy is so weird. I looked into him a little bit, and the guy is very, very fucking weird. For starters, he carried like a garbage bag full of sandwiches, and had
his picnic basket.
Yeah, and had a vest, like a tactical vest, but it didn't have Kevlar in it. It just had some ceramic fucking floor tiles. That's
what that was in I saw ceramic. I'm like, did he just that? Because there's a difference. You can't just shove some bathroom tile into your IBA.
Yeah. He fundamentally misunderstood what that meant. And then he was a very, very strong supporter of Ukraine, which okay, that's a perfectly fine political stance to have. But he was very weird about it. He traveled to Ukraine multiple times to attempt to join the International Legion, who promptly told him, "You are weird as fuck. Get away from us." And then he was nearly arrested multiple times for staging anti-government protests in a place that's currently under martial law, which, for people who are unaware, you can't do that.
Right.
I mean, you can. It just doesn't have a great effect on your pension, if you know what I'm saying.
If you're not American, you only can do it once.
Yeah.
And then he came up with a scheme to try to get veterans of the Afghan security forces to get brought to Ukraine to fight for the Ukrainian military. Everyone who
fighting
met
the
this
Taliban
guy,
and come here and fight the. You guys still hate the Russians, right? You still harboring some 1992 hate, right?
Everybody who talked to this man in Ukraine came away with one opinion, that is, he is weird as shit and should not be anywhere near here. He also wrote a book, which I might still be available on Kindle Unlimited. That has a fucking 2-sentence long title, it's a light novel. Yeah, he's a super weird guy. He posted directly at the director, whatever the head of state of Taiwan is called, I forget, and told them to use him as a peace mediator between them and Beijing. Just an absolute psycho all around. It doesn't even his politics don't make any fucking sense. He describes himself as a libertarian, but for a libertarian, he makes too much sense. So I don't
as
know
a libertarian,
what it
I have not heard him say anything about having sex with a 14-year-old. So I don't know.
He's clearly not a member of the New Hampshire Libertarian Party, because I have yet to see him deny the Holocaust.
Well, he's going to get his day. He's going to get his day in
slavery.
Court.
Nobody's even sure how he bought a rifle because he was a convicted felon multiple times over.
I mean, he was in Florida. Like,
That's the only answer I can come to, is that he just didn't get a background check because he was living in Hawaii, moved to Florida, traveled to Florida with seemingly the sole purpose of committing the second worst assassination attempt in the last 2 months. Because the first one, my God, what a gimme that was.
God, that was so close. It was so close, man.
Yep. That is all. That is as much as I'm willing to say.
It was so close, but it also never happened.
So close, but it's good that it's so close. We will not express another legal opinion. That is just a statement.
That is correct.
That's just a statement of physical location.
Yeah, that is close. Just a statement on where the bullet was in context of where Donald Trump's skull was at the time. I'm not saying anything else, but yeah, even worse than that, he never fired a shot. The Secret Service agent who found him lurking in the woods, found him because the barrel of his SKS was sticking out like a Looney Tunes cartoon. Then they opened fire and missed, leading to him to calmly trot away to his car, where he drove for like 45 minutes and got arrested. The Secret Service put up nothing but L's recently. You can't even shoot a man who's just waiting in the woods with only 10 rounds in his SKS. This man was confident in his abilities.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, that was the other part about it that got me, too. It was just like, he didn't even like bring like at least if he brought like, I don't know, a couple stripper clips, it would have been like, all right, my man's like just going full Call of Duty on this shit. Like, he's waiting for that little like ping, like kind of like a Garen to come out of his SKS afterwards. But like, my guy was just absolutely sure that like 10 bullets was all he was going to need.
And Trump was apparently like 400 meters away, something like that, and just started hearing a Secret Service person mag dump into the woodlines, like they thought they saw a family golden retriever bark at them or something, and it hit nothing. They hit nothing. It is incredible how bad the Secret Service are at their fucking. I mean, I guess this guy at least stopped the shooter from taking another shot at a former president. So I guess. Congrats to the Secret Service, but you had him dead to rights and fucking open fire like Mr. Magoo.
Well, my favorite thing about this whole thing too is that, well, I mean, there are there are just so many wonderful aspects, but the golf course wasn't on on Trump's like schedule for that day. Like he did it impromptu, which is A, part of the Secret Service's defense, and B, it's just profoundly funny that like my guy just was like, well, Trump's going to play a round of golf sometime in the next 48 hours because this motherfucker just literally cannot help himself. Yeah. So I'm going to take my picnic basket full of sandwiches and my
trash bag full of victuals. Yeah. It's like if a raccoon tried to assassinate himself.
And like I'm gonna just go like hide out in a tree line in Florida in fucking September and just
for 12 hours,
and just like wait
which
until
means
I
he's shit in those woods somewhere.
Well, he may not have gotten to shitting point, but like as you said, he didn't know that that Trump was going to be on the golf course at the time. It sounds like he was ready for like
good.
Right, but it sounds like he was ready to dig in for like 4 or 5 days. Like he was going pure like American sniper on this. The only problem is he didn't bring an e-tool to dig himself in a little bit. Had he dug himself in, got a ghillie suit, while he's down there in Florida, put some branches over him, they wouldn't have seen shit.
The hardest part about putting on a Floridian ghillie suit is getting the lower back tattoo.
That's what all this is just like, it's just Deadliest Warrior fucking moron edition. Like we're just getting like, the Deadliest Warrior, but we're getting like different assassins competing to see like, one guy's going to use an E-tool, one guy's going to use an SKS, one guy's going to use like, I don't know, like a couple sticks, but it's all Acme weapons, right? Like it's just going to be like, like the next guy's going to use a catapult that somehow like flips over and lands on him.
So the FBI have arrested a Mr. Wile E. Coyote and his unregistered
painting
rocket.
A tunnel on the wall.
Yeah, like painting a tunnel on the wall that the Secret Service runs into, chasing after him. Like,
right, hole 18 through this tunnel and just runs the golf cart into it.
Yeah, I'm honestly kind of curious if they're even going to be able to like charge him with. I mean, obviously he's being charged with firearm felonies because he's a felon in possession of a firearm, which is a federal felony. I just don't know what else I assume trespassing. How can you truly accuse him of an attempted murder?
He's not trespassing because he was on the opposite side of the fence. So here's the thing about golf courses. that I am surprised that this hasn't happened yet is that golf courses don't want to see the outside world whatsoever. So they build these big hedges and everything. And they're not like, oh, we're going to just put some bushes up. They're thick, tree lines, especially something that Trump would go to, really doesn't want to see the outside world. So, like, this wooded area that he's in is very easy to hide in. Like, all the pictures show, like, it's a very heavily wooded area. And had the guy dug down a little bit, we wouldn't have seen him. But he's, like, hanging his backpack up on the fence line and everything. What probably happened is he put the SKS to the side to eat a sandwich, and then all of a sudden got lit. Like, he's just sitting there eating a sandwich, and his like gun gets lit up, and he's like, "Whoa, shit, gotta go."
It's like during the last assassination attempt that everybody saw this dickhead just sitting on top of the roof minutes ahead of time.
Right, and it's just like, I mean, he seems fine. He's probably a guy on the roof with a rifle. He must be one of ours.
He didn't even dress up like a cop. He's wearing some YouTuber's shirt.